hole in a tree. So man, what do we got out here today? Let's just go quick style. Tell us what we're running. Kirk, you go first.
Basically a 10-3, the base camp with little upgrades, a little motor, ESC, and some Mickey Thompsons.
Rocking it. All right, Sean, what do we got here on the CJ? What'd you do to it?
Not much. Got some new tires. Got some Pro lines on it. Other than that, just a rebuild.
Bone stock except some high racks.
Yep, just the high racks.
Rocking out here with all these built rigs. Dude, what you got, Kelly?
What's up? 10-3 build from the ground up. Mickey Thompson's got little lights, and I cut the top off of it to give her a little open air look.
A lot of upgrades. But that was the 10-3 builder's kit.
Yep.
Wide max.
Right, yes, sir.
Wide max. We call her Marge. This is the CJ7 with just a power system upgrade, servo. And what tires did I borrow today?
Those are some Endura muds.
Endura mud tires. I had some Patagonias on here, but I got a flat. So switched them. Rocking it with the hobby wing and kind of a cheap servo upgrade through the hole in the tree. What? What up? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to my RC world. Let's do this. How's it going? Sunday night, time has changed. Not a fan of when they do that, but we don't get to choose. They didn't used to play that game in Indiana when I was young, and now they do. Hopefully they'll get that back to normal, man. Francis Conti, Victor RC Jets, Boss 223, San Diego Ute, that is. Fan in the house, Smoky Mountain RC, Victor, Eddie K, Dan Z, Boss 223. I might have said that already. You know me. Olson, Tim Smith. If I missed you, pop back up in it. Good to see you. Who slaps Brian Chambers? Let's go. So who got to fly? I saw Kelly Klein in here earlier. Godfather RC, what up? Eric Tennant. Word. Much easier to drive a Jeep through a tree than roll a Draco. That's true. Through a tree. Yeah. I flew 3 times last week. Got to fly Thursday, said boss. Been getting used to a new routine a little bit. Personally. Yeah, weather was nice. We went out and filmed that crawler video last Saturday. And then it's been kind of junk since then. Wrapping it up in this basement remodel. So I got to get it painted this week. Carpet's coming in soon. I'd like to get just a permanent kind of desk situation. Yeah. For sitting at the computers and working, editing, things like that. Getting live on YouTube. I want a big bench so I can share what I'm doing. I got some things I can't wait to show off to some of you guys, whether it's surface or air. Man, I just want to fire up a camera whenever I'm doing something. I really do. But some of it I need to set up the shot better so I can actually share what I'm working on so it can help more folks. The leaf spring job for the Michigan is going to be one of those things that I definitely, there's really nothing good out there. And I don't want to live stream it because it's going to be a process. But It's going to be nice to have a Dremel tool around, take some measurements and plot it out because there are no directions and the leaves are not symmetric, so to say. F4, F18, F22, F16. Spencer got to fly today, had a great how not to land moment. Oh no, Cougar repairs underway. Wild Bill, what up? Bummer. I can't wait to, man. First week, man, getting in the groove. So, yeah. Weekends are going to be until summer. I mean, once summer happens, the light stays out for a long time. To the build Zoom, Spencer. What's up, CBO? Smoky Mountain, Ken Burr, Frankie NV. Yeah. So you guys saw, and I can't wait to get my hands on the 1.2 RJ Gritter Decathlon this week. What do you guys think? Should we watch that video? Do a little reaction to it? I saw one of the videos on it so far, and it was the Sailors video, and it was a windy day, but he worked it out. I want to check out the Horizon video on that. And I think we'll watch it here in a minute. Who ordered one? Anybody? I'm into it, and it looks good. I flew the OMP Decathlon a while back, and I think we did a video on it. I can't remember. That thing was awesome. So, like, I'm really pumped for to get my hands on this one. Eddie K, yeah. Yeah, who got one? If you don't know what we're talking about, you can click the link in the description to Horizon Hobby and check out the new release of the E-Flite Decathlon, which is a 1.2 meter wingspan, comes in at 48 inches. It looks cool, man. 3S and 4S. All the good things with Safe Select, AS3X. I'm into it. Olsen Aviation, Craig Bevan. Eddie K, the paint does look good. Need to figure out floats for that bird. I wonder, I doubt it's got preparations for it. It might. That'd be cool. It's back to basics. You know, there's no flaps on that thing, which is fine. Yeah, so I think we'll fire it up and watch. I'll pull it up, the Horizon video here in a minute for that. I will probably get to do one. It's just obviously missed the release. But I do have another thing here that I've got to get done. Get my hat washed. Looks good. Thanks, Brookster. What's up, Rogers RC Aviation? So yeah, let's get in here and pull this up. So I'm gonna go ahead and you guys can still see me, but I can't see you, is what's going on. Let's pull up. The video. Yeah, that works. Okay. Kelly, are we going out to Bago on Tuesday? Man, I thought my new rims and stuff were going to be here, but their tracking says like Thursday. I'm like, what? They should tell you where that stuff's coming from, because I never assume it. I never think it's overseas, but then it is, and it's like, all right. So let's check out the decathlon. I'm gonna get this. Maybe I can do it. 5:30. Yeah, I work till 6. I'll find you out there. All right. Let's check.
I've always admired those who just do it and they conquered their fears. They fall back down and they keep getting up and they try to steer clear.
I'm just gonna put it low key in the gorgeous, man. And this little 1.2's got lights and stuff, man, which is just fantastic. Check it out. So I remember this fella, RJ Gritter, man, flying for Futaba back in the day. And I saw him flying 3D and stuff inside at like eFest. So it's cool to see him doing this. You know what I mean? I remember this guy. Love it. I'm sure I'm going to get like copyright hit and stuff like that, potentially. Or for the song, I'm going to get killed. But just turn it down all the way so I don't get killed on the song. Let's see if I can. Although I do feel like clubbing now. All right. Yeah, this one's got lights. I like it. I like it. It looks good, man. What's up? Hey, Lori, Tim Smith. I love how big that is. You know, because it stinks when you mess up the plane just by putting your hands in it. Look at all the lights, man. At the Roxbury. Yeah. Pumped. Who's getting one? Tell me in the comments below. I love the colors. Sean Tucker. Dark windows, says David. They did a good job of it. Hopefully we'll keep seeing stuff like that. I think it's amazing. There's Brian. I think it's amazing. People spell decathlon 2 different ways. Have you noticed that? Banana. What? If you can see through the window. Yeah. I mean, at 1.2, though, you're not going to get clear plastic. It'd make it too heavy, I think. What's up, Hamilton's Hanger? Yeah, it's cool. It's not going to be for everybody. I get it. I always get pumped for new releases, and I like what they're doing. I think it's cool to see active general aviation people like RJ Gritter and Mike Patey and stuff get. I love this crossover. You know what I mean? That we're seeing happen. What's up, Scott? I'm trying to think of what's got windows. I mean, HSD 182's got clear windows. It's pretty nice. Sweet plane. Yeah, man, it's going to be fun. It looks fun. Like easy to get the wing off, but also, oh my gosh. Easy to get the wing off, but also not entirely necessary. At 1.2, it's only 48-inch wingspan. It's going to be easy to pack it. You know what I mean? What's up, Michael Bear? Oh, Philip, they come out with aircraft way more often than that. Does the mall have windows? Boss? That's cool. Fred, thanks, man. Good to see you. And I just saw what you did. Thank you so much. You're absolutely bonkers, bro. Your gate project is done. Cool. I got most of the wet sanding is done. It's time for paint down here. I'm pumped about that. Shay got him a 70mm Viper. Nice. The mall does have windows. Killer. Yeah, that's right. The Beaver has windows. I got one hanging up in the garage that I just got a new cowl prop, probably spinner too. I think that's all I got for it. I think that's all I needed. Yeah, I'm in my basement. Which is about to be dialed. I've been off and on with it for years, never in much of a hurry, but it's time. It's been time. So I had to figure out keeping it dry before I put a bunch of money into it. So what I'm doing is finishing up from basically a kind of light duty water extraction where I took 2 foot of drywall out from the floor up 2 feet out. And then I had to take the walls out around the windows and see what was going on. The RV7 has a clear canopy too. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff it does. Yeah, it's cool. I guess it just all depends on structure. Like those clear canopy things you mentioned, except for the mall, I guess, right? But like the RV7, it's a little easier to have a clear canopy when it's not structural. It's just like the battery hatch. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're low wing though, right? Low wing. So it's easier to have clear windows when it's just a battery hatch rather than also the wing has to attach to it. Although apparently they worked it out with them all. I mean, I don't make the call. So yeah, water is insidious. It'll find a way. So when we first got the place, it was obvious that water had found a way. And so ripped out the guys were going into a remodel discussion, but whatever. So yeah, ripped out the carpets, got the walls exposed, sealed up the cracks from the inside. And the biggest, most beneficial, most important thing was the gutters were a mess outside. So they had a downspout that went right into a pipe that ran along the foundation, but it was like it was PVC or something. It got all filled up and had broken and burst from being froze, I'm sure. and the water just never got away. That was a simple fix with a downspout. And it hadn't been wet since. And I fixed that probably a year ago and got drywall back in here. There's no carpet. If there was water, I would know it. We've been through plenty of rains. So, yeah. So it's going to be cozy down here. Carpet's coming, like we already ordered it up. So a whole nother living space for the family down here, which would be cool. And like office, and I'll kind of office all over the house. Losing the basement in a way means I got to do more with the garage to make it a little nicer and light it up. The garage is, got a ton of RCs in it. So I want to figure out how to really kind of display that stuff nice. You know what I mean? But I really want a nice stand-up workstation that I can film at and share with stuff. Yeah, pumped. Totally pumped. Yeah, get that water away from the house. That's the biggest thing you can do is the gutters, man. Make sure they're good. And I did not want to dig dirt out along the foundation. So I did it from the other way. I took the old drywall off and insulation out of the way and got access to it from the backside. And you can tell where water has been because it will usually leave evidence. So yeah, it's good now though. It's good. So any minute now, and I'm working on a timeline, trying to get it done before my daughter's having a birthday party in a couple weeks. So I want to get this done because she's like super excited about it down here. Yeah. Nice Dito. What's Dito? Hi, Ryan. Nice Dito. One little question. I have a Spectrum NX10 from over NX10. So this week I buy the NX8. Can I register my NX8 with the same password and nickname in my NX10? If what you're wanting to do is get into like your My Spectrum, and it should be the same password to your My Spectrum. But that thing, once you're in, it's going to be about serial numbers, from what I understand. That's what I would think. That's what I think. And you could type that again if there's something I missed with how that worked out. Who watched the crawler video I put out this week? Kelly Klein's here in the chat right now. He's the guy with the big built wide max SEX 10.3 that was in the video. And he lent me his tires because I think I had the wrong size clamp rings in my front tires. And so they were spinning on the rim. I've got them all cleaned up and I'm ready to switch them. And the mistake I made is only because I'm pretty sure, I won't know again until I open them up, but I'm pretty certain I put brass rings in the front. And so the back has the stock clamping rings and the front has brass. And I think for whatever reason, those brass rings were not quite wide enough, or I don't know why, to actually hold the wheel still. So maybe these brass rings will be better. Yeah, those were Kelly's and Jora's. They're some kind of mud tire and their rims. But they worked amazing. But I have some more tires coming. Another set of those, because I got to give those back to him. So I have another set of those tires coming and 2 sets of rims. And I did just receive some BF Goodrich deep lug tires that I should show you in a minute. But I think they're going on the Vanquish because I think the Fab Rats guy, I think that's the same tires that he runs on his full scale. Here's the other ring. You guys might get stuck with me messing with bead locks here in a minute. I'm not sure. Mickey T's. I got Mickey Thompsons, man. That's what's on my Michigan. I took the Mickeys off my CJ. And they're nice. So the Michigan video is something that's kind of a work in progress. I filmed it stock. I did change the ESC and receiver combo because it's absolutely, when you're used to good stuff and you're used to the Hobby Wing power systems, or you're used to the Spectrum 2-in-1s or the Spectrum brushless systems, which I have done also in stuff. Once you get used to those things, certain stock power systems, even the axial ones, I ripped it out right away on the CJ7. A CJ7 in the video I just put out is probably one of my best crawlers. And I still don't have any, there's no brass on it at all yet. And it's still super good. I dropped it a 1/2 inch, and it's straight axle too. Dropped it a 1/2 inch with that shock mod I like. Need some Mickey T's, the big Bajas. It's funny. Like I like the way big chunky lugs perform, but I don't necessarily love how they look. But I should let this play in the background while we're talking about it. I know. I mean, look, guys, sometimes I don't get a fly. This is what I'm talking about. I gotta go get those but we'll try to keep it on planes for a minute. And then we of course raced on Saturday. So I've got, I'll show you heat or something. Or actually the B main from the short course side of things. Man, my B main in the buggy, I was pretty okay in the qualifiers, but I just I don't know. I came to pieces, man. Yeah, Fred's got the Baja Pros on his SCX6, and he sent me a picture of them. They look cool. They're similar to the Super Swampers a little bit. Shay drove the Slash, the Max. I bet that's wicked. The Mojave 4S Arma is, I'd say, really in the same kind of category for cheaper, but it's similar vibe, right? So good. Yeah. So good. Nice. At a hobby shop, are you going to pick one up, dude? Coffee. Baseball season starts soon, y'all. Last year I didn't coach, but I'm gonna this year. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's see. What was I looking? Oh yeah, I want to see a picture. I have it right here in the box soon. The big Slash. Still nice. You bought it at the shop? Cool. Yeah, I mean they're similar to the Swampers, but not quite. Yeah, a little more squarish, but like monster lugs. Oh yeah. Swampers are on the truck, and then the Baja X's are um next to it. Ah, yeah. Well, if you ever popping for that stuff online, man, go to through my website and hit the A main link, dude. You can get it all there. Also, that's why he wanted me to drive it. Yeah, trying to sell it. I get it. But if you already got, I don't remember. I don't know what kind of connectors you like running on your batteries, but if you liked that, you may already have the batteries for the Mojave 4S, is what I'm saying, or 6S. Nice to see you, Mike. Yes, sir. So, man, I'm always so confused with this stupid time stuff. Um, is this the old 10 o'clock or the old 8 o'clock? 9:40. So I hate that, man. These things just seem so unnecessary to me. So spring ahead. Does it make sense? Used to be 8:40. I hate that they do this. Okay. Thanks. Yeah, so the show starts in 20 minutes. My wife's like, they do it for the farmers. I'm like, well, those people will get up whenever they need to get up, regardless of whatever the clock says. Oh, yeah, Shay. 9:41 now. The Triton. The golfers. Whatever. Yeah, Tim. That's kind of what I thought. Shenanigans. Like, look, those dudes will get up and get done what they need to get done, regardless of whatever. Let's go, Shay. Your boat, bro. Got it. Got it. Got it. Outstanding. Scale bomb doors. There you go. All right, Craig. See you later, man. Where's our new guys with questions? I think we're going to get into the races in a minute. I'm not going to spread out and really get anything done today on the bench. Eddie K. No, I do not. There's so much stuff I wish I never got rid of. That's one of them. But it's like, man, I'm just not. And that's a little bit. That's one of those like we used to drive out of town to fly it too. And so it's hard enough just to get up in the air with the regular stuff, so to say. So it was easy to let that one rip. I think I needed to pay the mortgage too, so I let it go. But man, it was cool. Our videos on it are pretty nice, man. You thinking about one, dude? Float fly from the boat. Let's do it. Let's do it. We might just talk surface so long that people just split, and then you hardcore dudes hang out while I do some beadlocks. Don't tell. Don't tell anybody. Did I try it with grass? No. If it's really good grass, I'm sure it'd be fine. I'm sure, and those are like true oleo suspension, you know, but those tires are hard. They got they're like hard rubber, and those planes come with brakes. It's a good flying plane. They didn't nail it. I got to be honest with you though, on the dihedral or lack thereof. I can't wait to get this basement done, y'all. I got like 2 or 3 bodies. I got my oval car now. I got to paint it, but it's all together. If you guys want to see it, let me know. Yeah. I mean, I think the whole, I'm not going to get into it, but I think keeping everybody out of whack with their own, what is it, circadian rhythm or something, is the goal. Keep everybody out of whack. Bust out the oval car. All right. Yeah, I'll do that. I will go upstairs and grab it, and I'll be right back. I'm going to leave you with this. While we wait. RC Hat Head. What? Y'all don't know what you're missing with the crawler stuff. It's a different kind of vibe. Pretty cool.
Dude, how freaking cool is that? Coming up.
shooting the tube. Oh. It's a Jeep day, but Kirk didn't get the memo. Comanche, there he goes. Warlord. Sean's ghost driving. Yeah, through a tree. I mean, come on, how cool. Get out of town, dude. What's up with that Ecto, dog?
Yeah, dog, let's talk about that. What are the tires and rims?
Oh, right there. My bad. Thank you.
That just shows how steep it is.
There's a couple different lines to take right there. Big tree root or little. What's this?
Watch this, he says. Get down with a little more style. Hey, everybody's got to be
Yeah, watch that. Bye, Richard.
I like the flips. I mean, 25 on the rolls. Dude, I got, but the landing, I gotta.
Oh!
Dude, that's tough.
All right. All right, I'm back, and we lost like 20 folks. Let's talk about it. Any questions on this video? Got the oval car ready to go. Look at this shot. This is Kirk's truck. Ricky Thompson's. Proline body, I believe. The Warlord. This is like a Jeep Comanche. And we all had Axial 10.3s. What's up, Greg? Now that Jeep right there, the gray one, if you watch this video back, you can see the difference. He did not change his shocks. He's on stock ride height, and I'm about a half-inch lower. And performed so much better for it, actually. Richard Dreyfuss, let's go. Yeah, guys, if you're into this, man, beautiful cinematography, if I do say so myself on some of that. Whole new vibe. That stuff is a lot of fun. And all you need is a yard or a wood pile. It's Richard Dreyfuss, dude, driving my car. It's Hooper from Jaws, double denim Diablo. He's rocking the Canadian tux, denim below, denim up top. So yeah, a lot of tire gaming going on. You know, I had this is my other straight axle axial vehicle that I gotta decide what tires I want on it. I had some tires on it that I stole and put on my the Michigan. But once I do the leaf springs on the Michigan, something a little taller might be better. These Patagonias are what was on my Jeep. But because of the brass rings I had on the front, something about the clamping ring didn't get all the way. And so they would spin. The rubber would spin. The rims would spin inside the rubber on only the front two where I put the brass rings. So I'm going to probably put the stock rings back in, clamp rings, and I don't know, use that brass on something else. I don't know. Hopefully I don't have to buy Vanquish bead locks just to work out those weights. Because I think that might be what they were. But good thing these bead locks are actually easy to deal with. And I don't want to glue them, but these are dual stage foams. I was really all about giving the CJ7. It really is one of my best crawlers now. I think it competes with my Vanquish. And it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I went shopping on your Amazon for a driver for my FJ today. Cool, man. NECA, NECA makes those drivers. And you get a smaller guy like Marty McFly He's going to go perfect in my FJ55 build. Fred, you're still waiting on your Patagonias? Dang. I'd hit customer service up in the chat and check on it, honestly. And I got Bob Ross, Richard Dreyfuss, and Marty Nickfly. Ryan, do you know the size of the stock shocks on the SCX 10.3? On the CJ7, they're 100 millimeter. On the straight axle stuff, they're 100. And then on the other SCX 10.3s with portals, they're 90s. So if you had 90s and you put them on the CJ7, you wouldn't have to do the shock mod that I do, where I move them down to the link position. The Rubicon, those should be 90s because that's portal axle. Yes. Yep. So where's Tim at? You want to see this oval car, man? I got to pick a paint job for it still because there's no way to do the shock mod on the Rubicon. Because on the Rubicon, the shocks are already sharing position with the links. But on the straight axle, they have their own perch for the shocks. I just kind of followed suit and did what they do on the portal versions. There's just one less boss, like plastic bit to sandwich it. So when you do it, put a little washer on there too. So the shock can't come off the pivot ball and come off. So if you put a washer there, you'll block it from being able to pop off since it's not sandwiched between another boss. Yep, hobby wing. And I don't know how much the Spectrum version is, but they have a 2-in-1 combo as well. I'm about to do one of those. I do have a brushless Spectrum. It's not the 2-in-1, but I have the brushless Spectrum and ESC in my Vanquish FJ. And it's good. I'm trying to find... I am on the search for better steering servos that don't cost $1 million, that aren't so strong they break your components. And I don't want an auxiliary power system or whatever, anything goofy. I want it just to be regular. John Graham, great question. And I'll tell you, if you watch, I'm sure you saw my first Draco video on the 800 millimeter. That wasn't a huge spot that we were flying. It literally was like a soccer field. And it was awesome. And the tires you saw, the first video was all grass ops. So there's a lot of good choices. But as far as like micro size and scale, you cannot beat the Draco. Of course, the turbo timbers are going to be great at that also. You can't beat the Draco though for scale looks. And the landing gear, like, yeah, you got nice big tires on the turbo timber, but that suspension actually is trailing link and does a great job of articulating when you need it to. FOC is what I think they call it, or active track, but it's all the same thing, Reitza, regardless of what brand. Yeah, FOC, field-oriented control, which basically means, let's illustrate it and talk about it at the same time. So let's see. What's a good way to do this? I'll leave the question up too on the screen. So let's say Marty McFly is a log or a rock. When you are running brushed or a system that doesn't have field-oriented control or active track or whatever you want to call it, what happens is when you approach an obstacle, it stops you. And you have to give it more gas to get up and over the obstacle and then come down. You usually speed up. And like, especially since I do video, I really appreciate the field-oriented control, because what happens is if you have a RPM set, when you approach the obstacle, it maintains that. It does not stop. So it goes super smooth over the thing. Honestly, if you really want to see a good, I think, demonstration on the difference, watch that crawler video I just put out. Sean has the gray CJ7 and it's still got stock power system, right? I have the Hobbywing, which just like the Spectrum is going to benefit from that field-oriented control. Also, if you watch any of my SCX6 videos, they have that FOC in it, the brushless benefit that's amazing, that maintains the RPM when it hits an obstacle, and then also doesn't just clunk off the other side of it once it gets over the apex of that obstacle. So look at the difference between my red CJ7 in that video and the gray one. Big difference. Also, if you watch my very first CJ7 video, not the one from just the other day where I was out with my buddies, but the one where I think it was all CJ7. The first video I did on CJ7, it was still on stock power. I did do the shock mod, which brought it down and helped. But you can see when I'm coming over the top of obstacles and stuff, it just kind of runs away. But the drag brake and the approach and the departure is so nice with those brushless systems that once you've done it, it's hard to go back. And that 2-in-1 combo leaves you more room inside if you're doing full interiors. And it's not a lot of money. What is it? 70, 80 bucks for one of those things. And it's great. John, Kelly, you can help me answer this one too. Appreciate that, John. So the videos are highly edited. So we were out there at that park for hours. Hours. Kelly, how long were we out there? Like 3 hours? Only 2 of us changed our batteries out, I think. And there were 4 of us. So we're getting hour plus, hour and a half or so out of a battery, like a 5000 2S or 3S, which means if you got airplane batteries, John, here's the thing. So like with bashers and things like that, it really does make sense to go with a hard case battery so you don't like puncture the LiPo. But if you've got airplane batteries already, as long as it's 2S or 3S 2200, 3S whatever, even if it's a 2200, you're going to get crazy long runtime on it, especially compared to the airplane kind of run times we're used to. Even on the basher side, the batteries, when you're in it, it's still usually better than flight batteries, because flight batteries, man, you really are in the power most of the time. Maybe not all the way, but you're in it a good deal. But with vehicles, you're out of the power a lot. You really are. Turns and things like that. And in the crawlers, they just don't take a lot. They're geared so just right, man. They're so efficient. We get long run times on our crawlers. Kelly says he gets 2.5 to 3 hours on a 5200. I mean, that's nuts. In a basher, you get 15 minutes, which is still better than what we're used to with airplanes, so to say. Yeah. Yeah, Fred, dude. At this point, I'm so spoiled. I want it on I want those systems and everything. I'm gonna try the Spectrum 2-in-1 next. And we all know Hobbywing makes their stuff too, right? I've got those 2-in-1s in my FMS FJ, the CJ7, and that FJ55 builder's kit I did from RC 4-wheel drive that I can't wait for the weather to be warm enough so I can paint the stinking body. We got some bodies that get painted. Speaking of, this is my late model. My late model. I got to paint it. It's big. And this is a slash class oval racing car. So that's a slash with the low center of gravity chassis. And the body still has the white film on it. I haven't painted it yet. This is going to be so awesome. It's got a Hobbywing power system in it as well. That's what they run. And this is my oval racer. It's going to be sick. Yeah, I'm so pumped about it. I got to figure out what paint to do. But I am super excited about it. My buddy Josh hooked me up, dude. I bought the components, and I've got a Hobbywing 13.5 system in here, which is the same kind of power system that I race on my short course truck. Super excited about it. But yeah, these things are gigantic, really, compared to, yeah, Tim, compared to like a regular slash. This body is just huge. So super excited about it. If I got to crank this week on the basement stuff, so when the weekend comes, I can get away and practice Friday night and run my first oval race on Saturday. Yeah, not getting tires caught up in this one. That's true. The Mud Boss class, it might be a little different on the front wheels, but I'm super excited about this. But I need the weather to get warm so I can paint it, or I'm going to order up a decal set and or both. There's caps that you can put on the wheels, but this is like a stock slash kind of spec class. I think it will be on Live RC. Yeah. This body is from Shark Bodies RC. This is the late model, like Atomic. There's a couple different bodies. I think they do offer some Mud Boss as well. You can pick different millimeters of thickness. I went with the thick gauge. But yeah, my buddy Josh Ebright hooked me up, rebuilt my shocks, got me dialed in, installed the power system, did the soldering and stuff. I've got just a little bit to do. I'm going to run Spectrum in it for the radio. But yeah, this is at Brick. I think it's, let me look on my phone and see. I forget the name of the place. I think it's Brickyard or Brick House. Let me see. Brick House. Yeah, so next Saturday, That's where I think I'm gonna be. Tim, where are you located at? Brick House. Yep, indoor dirt oval. So what's neat about this oval stuff is it's kind of like a series. They'll go to different tracks, from what I understand. But I'm just getting into it. But some of my buddies, my buddy Josh Ebright, he's like he's got some sponsors and stuff. So and we've got some other friends too that are pretty heavy into the oval racing. And I met him from doing short course. They were racing off-road short course with us, two-wheel drive. But some of those guys prefer, the oval. And what's neat about that is a lot of these guys that started racing off-road with slashes now have turned their slashes into an oval car and kitted up for a nice kit for off-road. So there's so many different ways you can go with it, but the oval stuff, just like the off-road, you could go nuts and spend a ton of money. But if you look at this stock kind of slash class, it's the best. It's probably the cheaper way to get in, and there's it's all over the place. Some are running brushless like we are, like 13.5, and others are running the 12-turn stock brushed motor that comes with those slashes. What's up, Big Jim? Joe got his hands on the Micro Draco. Not bad at all. The flight time was shorter than he expected, he says. Big Jim, thanks, man. You like that crawler video? It's so good to go out with your friends too and get it done. Some of us are meeting up on Tuesdays and or Saturdays mornings. It's been awesome. We went out last Tuesday. It was really cold and it got dark fast. I'm not off till 6 during the week. So there are people doing Euro truck racing around here, Sawyer. I don't, but I'm not opposed to it. The next thing I want to do is some four-wheel drive stuff because I'm an airplane guy, but I started off bashing. And you guys know, man, like the back flips and all that correction and stuff. I really can get along okay with four-wheel drive stuff. You've got twice the amount of rotational forces to level the thing out or backflip it or whatever you need to do. And so, the oval stuff's two-wheel drive. My short course stuff's two-wheel drive. My buggy stuff's two-wheel drive. And that's been a blast. But I may try Truggy or something four-wheel drive outside in the loose dirt this year. We'll see. I don't care if it's 10 scale or 8 scale. I mean, you have to go where the classes are, right? So the reason I do two-wheel drive buggy and short course two-wheel drive is because that's what's popular around here. How long did you get on a pack? Asked John. 5 to 10 minutes, said Boss. George said, love the channel. Hope you talking to me or Jeff? You should love them both. But yeah, cool. Thanks so much, Dad. Thanks for the super chat. Typhon flies easier than a Timber. Typhon is a good basher it's like a Truggy without the big expense of building a kit up. Big Jim can't talk about that, I don't think, yet. The Grom or the Granite, you love that, right? A little bit longer wheelbase. It's going to be awesome. George Watts, I see him when he'll pop in and like my stories on Instagram and stuff like that. But I think he's all about his grandkids, man. right now, but I hope he's doing well, but I haven't seen him as much as usual, but I do see him popping in on, I think it's Instagram. It could also be Facebook potentially, but oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, good times though. Good times. If you guys are local to us, I mean, come fly with us, come crawl with us, whatever. Let's go. But yeah, even if you don't race officially for time, like club racing or trophy races or whatever like that, um, it's a blast. It's a total blast. I've told this story before. Like, we were in Alabama at a RC Air show one time. I don't remember if it was Beham Jam or if it was Bigfoot or what, but my buddies had a bunch of 100-mile-an-hour stuff that they were running up and down the runway. Thanks, John. Bunch of 100-mile-an-hour stuff up and down the runway, right? And then I got out a slow, like, rally car. 2S, brushed. And after running that 100-mile-an-hour stuff, I was the first one to open up the rally car. And I was like, after running that 100-mile-an-hour stuff, I opened it up and ran it. And I was like, this sucks. And then Scott and Bobby opened up their rally cars as well. And we kind of just etched out, nothing official, just kind of etched out like a path to follow, like a little course, and raced. My goodness. It doesn't have to be crazy. It doesn't have to be expensive as long as you're out there with somebody else. I mean, it's fun by yourself for sure. But like, dude, get some of these bashers in racing that can take a beating. Armacentin, Granites, the little Groms, whatever you can get your hands on. Especially that lightweight stuff, because when you crash them, they generally don't break each other up. Some of the most fun I've ever had was racing those things. Yeah. Can't wait, said George. What are you getting? The RV8 Red Knight in 3 weeks. Cool. Big Jim, it was awesome. Getting ready to start the next one. Getting ready to start the next one. Hope you can represent at Fly-Ins. Yeah, we'll see. That'd be awesome. Maybe I can get away to some events again in a different capacity. You know? We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. So yeah, pretty pumped about it. And I feel like I got kind of racing covered for myself. 2-wheel drive, buggy, and short course. The once we go outside, the 2-wheel drive buggy will basically just sit unless I go do carpet, and I'll change the tires up and kind of tune the short course truck for outside. So instead of slick tires, we'll be running like dirt tires, like pin tires, and keep rocking. You know, that's been a lot of fun. And, you know, now, like working from home, it's real nice to get out of the house. Faux show. Like, I'm already looking forward to Tuesday. You know what I mean? I didn't want to have to strap a hat cam on though and pop over and do a micro though, or a UMX. I want to fly that little Mustang I showed you guys last week. And the Draco some more, dude. That thing's a blast. A blast. Thing is, if I fly the Draco, it'll just be for me. But since I haven't shown you a video of the Mustang, I got to get that one going. Got to get up at 3 a.m. Thanks all. Happy flying and car racing. George, thank you so much for coming by. GG. I'm gonna be calling you GG from now on, George. Thanks for coming by. GG. GG is what I used to call my best friend. GG. It's like G, but GG. We were buddies since second grade. It's a bit of an endearing term. Dad, you know what I'm talking about. Brock. GG. He was the first GG. What's up, GG? You know what I mean? It's a little different than G. GG. Y'all my GGs in here. So look we got 33 in the room, hour 17. Did you get one, Big Jim? The Hammer Ray's awesome. The Hammer Ray's awesome. I almost got one just because that discount was nuts. Absolutely bonkers. It's a neat truck. It's long. It's not super wide, but it is neat. The articulation, the trailing links. Those Losi cars are really cool because they look so scale. But generally, when something looks really scale, it may not perform very well, but they do. Like for RC, I think they're the scalest, best performers there is. I mean, look at their monster trucks. Look at that dirt bike. The Pro Moto. Oh, Fred, you missed the first run on the mini Dracos. I'm not surprised they sold out. It'll be worth the wait. Yeah, Jeff. It's good. Oh, nice. Stretching it out some. There you go. Yeah, that's a neat ride. That's a neat ride. There's nothing cooler than watching the suspension drop out of that stuff, man. Watching it run. I filmed some stuff the other day that I got to get through. I still did. I filmed a bunch on that 4S Mojave off of the demo that was at the store, but it's mostly static shots. So it'd be more like a highlight reel. I didn't really get a full video on it. So yeah. So what else? Been sick for a week today. I feel ready for action again. Burn some holes in the sky this week, says Jeff. Yeah, I hope that you get to feeling better. I think I'm going to grab some tools and mess around with some bead locks. Maybe just a couple here and replace those brass rings. At least so I have a set of Patagonias ready to go. Because the other two did not spin, but those two did. And I like my Patagonias. I really liked what I borrowed from Kelly, but I got to give them back. And I bought some new ones for myself. So I do have some new. These are fairly pedestrian looking, but they're not. So I watch a lot of. Just got the red Pro Moto for the trifecta, all of them. Bro, I got to get me one of those so bad. Whew. So this is the BF Goodrich Crawler TA KX Predator compound. And this looks like this foams are actually super soft, almost too soft. These look like what's on the Fab Rats FJ45 that I basically built. And I've been running these old school Wrangler tires on that thing. So I'm fairly certain these are going to go on the Vanquish. And probably one of the sets of new rims I got will be mounted up on these. And I'll go from there. But yeah, these are like the Fab Rats tires. John just got him a Draco. It's nice. JST connector, 3S or 4S batteries. You'll be good to go. I thought it flew fine with both batteries. With the 3S battery, I moved it all the way forward. With the 4S battery, I moved it back a little bit. I showed you guys in the video. I think you'll be fine. If you've got some of the, okay, 2 4S, perfect. If you have some larger milliamp capacity 3S batteries, I feel like there's plenty of room to move it back even. You know what I mean? So you'll be all right. Yeah, these foams are actually very soft. Yeah. Almost too soft. I guess that's something I'll have to get. The Proline dual stage foams were out of stock. So I got Vanquished dual stage in those Patagonias though. Yeah, it is real easy to spend money on RC. That is without a doubt. That is without a doubt. So yeah, Proline tires have a G8 and a Predator compound. I went for the Predator compound. These are pretty soft. That's okay. It's going to be nice. Was I going to go get something? Oh, yeah, my tools. You guys want to watch me wrestle beadlocks real fast? Take out these brass rings. I want to run those. John Graham, but I love aviation. Looking for a stadium truck, I think, next. Is there some... Cheers to going broke. But I love aviation, looking for a stadium truck, I think, next. Are you going to hop into racing, man? Stadium truck style? Stadium truck is neat. It's like a shorter wheelbase than short course. It's basically a buggy with short course tires on it. Basically, it's not. The tires are a little bit different, but not by much. But it's I've driven one. It's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. When I race on Saturdays, I'm already racing 2 classes. So it's busy enough for me. So I'm good with that. So Kelly, tell us how you got into Surface. What happened? Who do you blame? Nice, John. You can build it up from a kit, but if you start hanging around or if your buddy's active in the racing scene, somebody's always looking to get rid of something. So you can get a nice one, usually pre-built. Now, you have to pay attention to which version of whatever it is and make sure you can get parts for it. A lot of the brands, there's like a range of parts that will work, like version 3, 4, and 5 use a lot of the same parts, so you're cool. But if you have a version 2, you're kind of SOL. So make sure you know what your Team Associated. I like. That's what both my race kits are. My buggy and my short course. I would think softer the better, Dad. Yes, to a degree. But what happens if it's too soft is the whole sidewall collapses and then you're kind of riding on the rim, which doesn't really hurt anything except performance. So, and also these open cell foams usually work themselves into being softer. So if you're starting soft from the get-go, it's going to be pretty mushy after a little while. So like these are super squish. I mean, just easy to squish. And of course, they don't have a rim holding them up either. But these are definitely harder to squish. And this is what they call a dual stage foam. So it's a dense piece of foam that supports the sidewall on the inner diameter of the foam insert, more like a dense kind of foam rubber, and then open cell foam around the outside. If I take it apart, I can show you. Let me grab my tools. Yeah, so yeah, soft is good, but you want something. And as rigid, like these are pretty stiff, but they also support, they do still conform, but they support like on a side hill. Like I'm not really, I'm in pretty good shape. The tire doesn't completely collapse. Just bought a used NX8. Anything I should do to it, clean it out? What, like wipe out all the models that are in there? You could do that. You could do that. If you're wanting to fully access, the My Spectrum stuff website, you might need to deregister it. And that might just wipe it out anyway. So you wouldn't have to go through it every time. Or individually and do it. So yeah, register, update, and enjoy. So yeah, and honestly, you might be able to do it yourself through the website, but if not, you can get through. Get into the chat at Horizon and tell them what it is you're up to. And honestly, if you have any serial numbers or anything like that, the more, the better information you have. You have to think about it, right? Like, imagine this, like if you're reaching out for help and you're like, I need help, and that's a message. And then even if you say, I need help with my Spectrum, whatever. Well, then they got to write you back and ask you what you need help with. So just as much information, I think, from the get-go is good. So whatever you can give them. Because what happens is sometimes that maybe they'll do it for you. Get in the site and go ahead and deregister it for you. And then the next email you get is like, hey, this thing is already been deregistered. You're ready to go. Thank you. Have a good day. Instead of like volley back and forth, well, what can I help you with? So if there's anything you can do, think about that. If you can't do it on your own, think about that. when you reach out through chat or something like that. Just say what it's about, Spectrum NX8, deregister. Please help, whatever. A lot of you guys are stepping out. Some of you guys are long haulers. What time is it? The timing is so goofy right now. It's 10:40. That's the old 9:40. So dumb. I am on it. If some of you guys, I could do the race thing too. The race recap. You want to do that before I dig into beadlocks? Probably. Kelly, see you later, man. I promise I'll give you your tires back. I got so many mounted up on vehicles, though, I don't want to mess with. I got one set of rims I could steal, but it's like if I'm patient enough to wait till Thursday, I'll just have 2 new sets. That way I don't have to steal off of my 2021 Bronco. I really wish these didn't spin, though, because I really love the idea of having the brass rings on the front 2 tires of the CJ7. But like I said, it did something to the clamp ring where they spin inside it. I can demonstrate this. Let's see. All right, so I got a pretty good hold of the rim. Look, the tires should not spin on there. And I got them a little bit wet, and it was just spinning like so easy. But the other tire, and it's only the front 2 that had the brass rings. It's only those 2 that do it. So look at it. I can make this one do it too. That's ridiculous. That should not happen, right? All right, CTC. Now this one, I know doesn't have brass ring in it because it's not as heavy. And bro, they do not spin at all. They're good. So if I just change the rings, I can salvage a new set of tires. So let's recap the races, and then I'm going to play with beadlocks. All right. Who's ready for the commentator? I'm drinking coffee, dude. My show's Saturday night now. Yeah. And I love the Patagonias, man, but I don't want to put these on the and man, Kelly's rims look so good on the CJ. I hate to put these back on there. Brass rings lower the center of gravity. Yeah. But if your tires slip because of it, forget it. So I probably need to get Vanquish rims to use that brass. I don't know. All right. So let me dial in the race. We'll do a commentator on my short course race. I haven't watched it back yet, so that's kind of fun. I mean, I was there for it, but I haven't watched it back. So we'll talk through that. Let me get it going. It's easy. You just go to liverc.com and then you punch in the name of the track closest to you or whatever you want to watch. Now, I pay a little bit extra so I can watch the videos after the fact. So maybe I should start posting on Facebook when we're going to race somewhere for you guys that want to watch without paying. Because if you do it live, you don't have to. If it'll be streaming, you won't have to pay. So let's see. We'll go to the A main for short course. I finished 4th, and man, I was very close to being 3rd. Good race. Good race. So let's get this fired up here. I'm going to hit pause right there. And see if I can. It's always a problem. No, not yet. All right, so we're getting back to here and share screen. Brian Cosell, you know it's true. And dude. I'm working it out. Give me a second here. So let me get back in this real fast. And how do I usually do this? Yes, that's how. That's how. All right, cool. All right, here we go. Now, I started off in 5th position. So here we are. We're off to the races, ladies and gentlemen. And I just got in no man's land. Now I went from whatever position to dead last. So I am in dead last position. And we are going towards the back, hitting the triple dipple right there, back double. Everybody's still pretty close together. Come down the straightaway. I am in last position still, and people will start looking at me cut underneath though. And then I just passed 2 folks. Now I'm in front of those 2 on the back, coming around, whipping it, and I'm actually separating from them. One of those guys in the back wrecked. I bobbled a little, but I'm still on my wheels. Hit the back double, come down the straightaway. I've got some separation now. That is me cutting it tight, cutting it a little long.
5 minutes
tabletop,
left.
jumped nose high. Got lucky, got myself back on my feet, but now the gap closed, but I drove right through the mess. I think I'm nope. I got tangled up, so I'm last again. I am last again, and I am on somebody's tail pretty close. Somebody wrecked in front of us, about spun out. I'm in the middle car right there, and going over the tabletop, I'm the middle one, and that's me and Dave again battling out for position, and he's ripping. He's ahead of me pretty good. Oh, but he tubed it, and there I go. I passed him. I hit the triple. Back around, back double, straight away, got a little bit of separation. All you got to do is keep it clean. Look how tight that was. Zoom, baby. Tight. Hitting the tabletop, back double. Not double, but
4
back
minutes
jump,
left.
whipping through the sweeper there. Trying to keep it tight, and Nito is on my tail. Look how close he is to me. We're on the backside double. Straight away, look at this. Oh my gosh, the dude's on me. And he is trying. He got me. He got me right there. We both messed up, but I ended up on my wheels a little bit cleaner than he did. Here I come through the sweeper. He tubed it. So now there's a little bit of separation again, but he is good. He's been racing forever. Here we go. Back double. Me and Dave battling it out just like last week. So I got a little separation on him. I'm just coming through the end of the straightaway. He bobbled a little bit. I just hit the tabletop. I'm on the back wall, coming through, making the turn, cutting the sweeper, a little bit of a jump right there. Another 90 to another turn to the triple to the backside double, and I'm into the straightaway. Actually got some separation.
3 minutes left.
So I just got to keep it clean. I'm in 5th position. I worked myself up a little bit in this one. The leader is coming up on me. Now, remember, the leader punted me into the tubes last week, and that's all fun and good. Not a problem, but it's what happened, and it's hilarious because Tommy told me, like, look out, dude, he's going to punch you out of the way. So I've got a lot of separation right now. I'm approaching the tabletop. The leader now, first place is right behind me, but he kind of messed up, so I got some separation again, which is good because, I mean, normally if he gets up close to you, especially since he got me last week, I'm going to let him get around me now because I don't want to mess me up. But there's some about a straightaway behind us, but he is so efficient and fast. But look I'm keeping him behind me, which is kind of neat. So I'm still ahead of first place. He's
2
about the
minutes
lap,
left.
of course, me, and he's closing the gap. I think here's where I let him through. I let him through there. I took it wide on the triple, and it put me on the side of one of the little speed bumps, and so it put me on my lid. That's what I get for being nice. So anyway, here I am. I've got another leader, second place, probably Marshall Feltz is just right on my tail here, and I'm going to let him go too. Yep, right there. I let him go. Best to get out of the way sometimes. So straight away, it's me and Dave. We're back again. So we've closed the gap. I've let the leaders pass me. Guy messed up. I hit the tabletop. Me and Dave hit the tabletop, and I'm right behind Marshall. Dave spun out. So now I got a little more separation. I'm on the triple
1
in the back
minute
corner,
left.
hitting the double before the straightaway. Again, here I come. I got a little bit of separation. But when Dave's on, and then I'm in the tube. And then we're getting tangled up. I'm like, oh my goodness, he got tangled up. I managed to keep my position through all that garbage, but of course lost my gap. So here we're coming through. I'm in the sweeper by myself, trying to keep it clean. Guys got tied up there. I'm hitting the triple and then the back corner double. I'm into the straightaway a little bit by myself. Pretty nice, as long as I don't make any mistakes. And I'm in fourth position at this point. It probably the way I stayed the rest of the race. So I'm running pretty clean now, hopefully. Yep. So here I come. Triple. These are 6-minute mains. And
Dave Fowler done.
that's the end of the
David
race.
Nieto done.
And I got a bonus lap. So
Brandon Nieto done.
I'm still going.
Marshall Feltz done.
Guys are stopping in the middle of the track. Like,
Ken
dude.
Wu done.
No, I think he's spun out.
Sparky done.
That's what it is. And here I come, I think, down the straightaway right now. Finally.
Ryan Ramsey done.
Done.
All
So,
drivers are finished.
I ended up running a 15.6 or whatever, 23, 15.601.
The race is complete.
Looks like it's actually really close, but that's because I got the bonus lap. I think he really had a whole lap on me, the guy in third, our buddy Dave. So not quite as close as it looked, but pretty fun. Battling it out with Dave and the guys. I took fourth place. We didn't have enough guys to have an A and a B main. So we ran our qualifiers all together that night, and that was the A main. I got fourth place, middle of the field, probably 8 guys or so, 7, 8 guys. So fun, fun. The buggy stuff, I absolutely sucked. I don't even want to watch it. I don't want to watch it. I did so bad. I just could not keep it together at all on the buggy stuff. So we still got 29 in here, hour 44. I'm not going to keep you more than 2 hours. I think I'm going to run and get my tools, though, and show whoever's left what a dual stage foam from Vanquish looks like, because that's what's in these. Okay. You know what? I don't need my tools if this is the right driver. Hold on a minute. If that's the right driver, and I don't need it. It's the right driver, so we're good to go. Tool up. I don't even have to go get them because I got multiple speed bits. So these bead locks are very simple. It's just going to be the 6 lugs in the middle on this one. Gyro driver from DeWalt. Thank you, Mike Kennedy. Donated this years ago. And I'm just going to go ahead and take this one apart real quick and show you the innards, kind of how these go together. Oh no, dual stage foam, what a surprise. What do you mean? I don't understand, brother. I've never used them before. Yeah, I didn't have to go get my backpack. My crawler backpack's got some hand tools in it. The gyro screwdriver is so good. I did try out airbrushing. I did the highlights on my short course truck with a blue, and then the main spray was green, and I did the cartoon scheme on it. You want to see it, dude? It's right up in the garage. I'll grab the car. So the lugs are out of this now, and there's the like a black hub on the back, which is stuck on this side of the rim, and then there is what it looks like on the inside. And go ahead and pop this one out. So that's the front of the bead lock and the back of the bead lock, and what the stock rings were these black ones, and I have this chunk of brass in there that apparently isn't wide enough to clamp it. And that had to be what my problem was. Can you guys see the height difference? Yes. So yeah, yikes, don't turn stuff off. Brass rings are not as thick or wide as my stock ring that I took out, and now I know what happens when you do that. You know what would be nice though? Oh, if these brass rings are thick enough. Because if these brass rings work, I'm putting them right back in. This is a different brand, and I think they might actually be what I want. Let's find out. These are actually really easy bead locks to deal with. Just like 6 lugs. Some of them are actually pretty fancy. So these are actually you can see it's taller. Can't you put the brass rings on top of the stock? No. So let me see if how this stacks up to. Oh, it's gonna work. These stack up. There's just a tick. Oh, they're so close. These are going to be worth the shot. They are so close to the height of the stock ring that I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. We're going to try it right now, and we'll do the spin test. Okay, so the dual stage foam, I'm not going to take it all the way out, but this is the Vanquish dual stage foam. So like I talked about, the inner diameter portion of the foam insert is a thicker, more dense foam, and then on the outside is more of a open cell. Trailer for the crawler? I got a trailer, bro. Can't you put the brass rings on top of the stock? No, you can't. But that would be awesome if you could. And Mountain RC, if you want to, give me a minute. I will show you. Fred, you getting out of here? See ya. I will show you the cartoon paint on the short course truck. Yeah. Kind of like a foam bed topper. Check that out. So yeah, just put the brass ring in there, get your bead around it. We're going to do a test right now. It's easy to do. This is a more fitting size. So I actually might Yeah, dude, give me a minute and I'll show you. And then you kind of, massage it around and you get the bead to sit real nice around the clamp ring. And it does. It does. And now I simply am going to put these back together. So I'm sliding it. Now you have to be careful when you do this that the slots match up on the steelies, on the rims, right? And sometimes I do myself a favor by, I have in the past used hand sanitizer to act like a slick soap, but because there's so much alcohol, I know it dries up. But because I want to test this right away, I am not going to do that. And the slots, if you don't get it right, they won't match up. So I am taking note of how these holes align. Because I want them to match up. I think that's it. And I so want to get this wet to help get it in there, but I'll be sorry if I do. Oh, come on. What's up, Caleb? And now that I've set things down, I'll never get it. So, I just want to make sure everything is good. Still having fun. Good deal. Sometimes you got to work it a little bit to let that rubber get this rim get in. The SCX beadlocks are a little tougher. There. Oh, nope. There. Now, some guys have a little jig to bring these things together to help. I don't. I think this is going to work, though, if I can get it in. It's kind of hard to get it together. You got to get it to clamp so you can get the 1/14th buggy class. No, it does not. And honestly, sometimes there are two different ways on the ring. Those look to be the same, though. We'll start that way first then this time. Nope, Jay Woody. Currently, there isn't a 1/14th buggy class, and I am no longer affiliated with that place. I do race there, but I am no longer have any stake in that business whatsoever. And just want to make sure we get it lined up right, because I hate to do the whole thing and then your slots don't match. It's the absolute worst. If you've ever done beadlocks, oh yeah, perfect. I should have done the back first. Nice. So before I clamp it down all the way, I kind of make sure I like the way my beads look and all that stuff. I'm liking it. So worst case scenario, I got to figure out how to clamp this a little bit better, but looks like I got threads. Give me a minute here. We're going to test this one out on this different brand of brass ring. Oh yeah. And cross pattern this baby. Yeah, you look at some of the beadlocks and they're like really fancy and there's a lot of bolts to them. They're awesome, but these little 5-6 lug deals are generally easier to mess with. So this is actually really great because I hated losing the brass I wanted to have the brass in it. But the problem, of course, was they were spinning because the clamp rings were too skinny. And you don't know till you cross that bridge sometimes, right? So I knew they weren't as big as the stock ones, but I was like, I'd never been across that bridge before, so I thought maybe it would work. So cross pattern, just like you would on a real car, tightening them up manually for the finish. Got everything tight. I think this is going to work this time. They're only a tick smaller than the stock ones, and the other ones were quite a bit smaller. So now those are mounted up nice. This is the new brass, which is thicker. And now the test is this rim going to spin inside this wheel? I don't think it will. And if it does, guess what? Stock rings are going back in. Fred, I think they're going to work too. They were so close to stock size that I think I'm going to be all right. And all I'm doing, and see, if you don't get, now I have my slots match up, but those holes, the lugs, are not symmetrically spaced within the slots, right? Or the spokes, so to say. So if you're not mindful about lining that up right, you'll see the difference. Do you poke a hole in them for better footprint or traction? The only time I'll poke a hole and vent them is if it looks like I need to. Like if let's say I'm crawling and then it looks like it's sucking in on itself. Usually it'll give it away because you'll see the sidewall or something. Then I'll do a hole in it and vent it. But I think these are going to be all right. If they're not, though, I'll do a hole. So here's how we test it. I'm going to set these in the back of the slots, just like I did before, to show you and demonstrate what the problem was. And, bro, they're going to stay. They're going to stay. So look I can't turn the rubber on the rim. That's awesome. I mean, maybe I can if I go real hard. I don't think it's going to be a problem. So this was the problem before. Watch this. So this is one that hasn't been fixed. Same thing. And I've got it tight. If I do the same thing, like, look at that, just easily spinning the rubber on the rim. That's because the clamp ring's too small. This one, I'll do it one more time. I can maybe force it around. Nah, these are going to be fine. These are going to be fine. And then the other ones with the stock clamp rings, no traction. What do you mean? I'm holding the rim. So this is the stock clamp ring. You could glue it, Jeff, but I didn't want to glue it. I can't spin this at all on the stock clamp ring. Yeah, Fred. I hate to say it too. If you're going to get Endure stuff, get it through my Amazon, though. I'll say that. Yeah, we've already addressed it, though, Mike. Yeah, it won't get traction. It just spins. That's why I'm fixing it right this minute. Now I got to remember which one needs fixed. Yeah, this one. We've already had it on the trail, and it, sucked. So the problem was I had put brass rings in the front two wheels. And look at the height difference. The clamp ring didn't do its job. That's what my problem was. But my new brass rings are a better size. Check this out. So now the new brass, I just put in the good one, is only just, you can't hardly tell. You can't even hardly tell they're not the same dimension. So these actually, the new brass rings work. Now, which stinking tire is it? At this point, I'm going to go ahead and fix it. The other one too. Oh yeah, this one. Okay, you're good. You got brass in it. You're going on the front of something. It was on my CJ7. What is the stock standard material? Plastic? Why are you installing brass? Unsprung weight on a rock crawler helps keep it from rolling over on side hills. And generally, the crawler crowd wants as much unsprung weight as it can get. So I like these scale trucks that have actually kind of heavy bodies and stuff. So I do tricks to the vehicle suspension or add metal bead locks instead of plastic bead locks. And in this case, brass inner rings instead of super light aluminum rings to the front to establish a forward weight bias, which is beneficial in this rock crawling world. And I've also done, before I started doing beadlock rings brass, which is just new for me, I did like this crawler right here. This crawler right here has a really nice body, and so it's very top heavy. And I moved the shocks to share with the link position rather than up higher where it originally was. The shocks originally perched above this link rod end. Now it perches with it. And so I dropped the ride height of this vehicle a ½ inch and made it perform 1,000,000 times better. And then I also threw some brass diff covers on it, which helped me from getting into, because you can throw all kinds of brass on it, but you only need a little bit. You don't need a lot. You just need some help. And so a lot of times I would just do this. But on these new vehicles, I didn't want to do the diff covers. I wanted to try the brass rings, and that brings it really low. And so I've done it where, like, I drove that Bronco stock with a 100mm shock sitting way too high, and it sucked. And then I dropped it a ½ inch for free with just 4 longer screws and 4 little washers, and threw the brass on it and threw some metal beadlock tires instead of stock plastic tires on it, and made a thing that would not stay on its stinking wheels perform amazing for not a lot of money. And I like the scale trucks more than I like the things that look like an insect. So, yeah, these are little tricks to just get them to sit right and perform the way you want them. It's a whole thing, this crawler scene. And, you know, I'm an airplane guy, but I started bashing a few years ago. And with the bashers, man, I got tired of fixing them. But the crawlers, man, you very rarely have to fix them. I'm only messing with it because I want to. We change the power systems in them now and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, here's the beadlock coming undone. Taking this, and I already mounted these up a while ago. I'm taking them apart to switch out the brass because I got it wrong. Yes, I did. I got it wrong. And now it's all coming out. Yeah. I mean, I can now looking at it like, so these steel shiny metal pieces are essentially, they're not bolted together anymore, but they're still all the way compacted. And look how much play there is in the brass between the bead. So the rubber is not that thick and must be compressed to stay put. I should have known. I mean, it's totally, I did this. Is my fault. Let's see. So now that one's apart. Again, you can tell, like look how much bigger. My hand's in the way. It's real hard to do camera work when it's backwards. Anyway, my replacement rings are much taller than the one I just took out. But I'll use them in something else. Yes, I will. So here's the tire. Tim Smith, yes. The Vanquish ones, the ones I'm putting in there now. So be mindful of the width of your tire. I'll say that. The ones I'm putting in now are Injora, like off of Amazon. Which I like hate to say, kind of. But I've got an Amazon store at pilotryanmedia.com. Just click the Amazon logo. But I haven't put these on my store yet, but they're 1.9 brass inserts. And A-Main has some brass rings too. And I got an A-Main link as well. But so, yeah, I'm putting the brass ring into my dual stage foam Patagonia. These Patagonia tires come from RC 4-wheel drive. You can get those at Horizon and A-Main and RC 4-wheel drive. And thanks for hanging out. I know most of you guys don't care about this stuff, but I do it all. So. Oh, nice, Tim. Oh, man, they have a ton of stuff. Yeah. And now I can actually really put these dual stagers through their paces. So these Steelies. So it's that simple. You know, you work it, kind of massage it around where it's really nice on the brass. And normally there's a thicker sidewall on one side than the other. So I kind of try to think about that and put the thick one where I want it. So I'm going to put the bottom on this side. And then you just have to make sure the slots match up because the holes, the lugs don't necessarily match up the way you think they should. So pay attention to what you're doing when it comes to the offset of the lugs versus the slots. Oh, you saw my late model, dude. Yeah, dude. Non-springed weight. What I mean by unsprung weight is weight down low. So the axles themselves, the differential cover, the rims you choose to use. So anything below the suspension, anything below the leaves, anything below the unsprung, right? So the shocks are going to attach from the axles to the chassis. So chassis and above, if you're going to add weight, you want it as low as possible. If you can have it unsprung, like the axles or the wheels or the diff cover themselves, you can't put weight any lower. And so you get more bang for your buck, so to say, with that. That's what I mean. That's what I mean, Billie Jean. Pop-somatic. That's what I mean, dude. These Steelies are so much easier than some other beadlocks I've done in the past. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, Boogeyman, Evan, I'm so pumped about that. So my first, as long as I can get this basement done, I got to get it painted this week after work. Shouldn't be a problem. I got a little bit more wet sanding, and then I'm ready. You just want to make sure you got the right holes picked. Yeah, Fred, you'll learn it, won't you? It's wild, but it's a thing. You have to pay attention to how these are going together, or you'll have them together and the holes will match, but your slots won't. And I am not going to do it wrong to show you. I'm just going to do it right again and show you. But yeah, man, these Steelies, some bead locks I've done have been a real pain in the butt, but these generic looking old school Steely style I like, deep dish, whether it's white or silver, are actually the easiest ones to deal with. And after this tire, I'm going to go grab the short course truck cartoon paint job I did to show our Mountain RC real quick. And X pattern, just like you would a real car. No, you stupid son of a gun. I put the skinny one back in. Big dummy. Ugh. I'm glad I noticed before I got all the way down, dude. I'm only 2 screws into it. Yeah, they're like chrome painted or something. They're metal, but they're like stamped, I think. Grab a cup of coffee, keep this party going. I'm so glad I caught that. It's because I noticed it spinning again in the thing. Ugh. Big dummy, bro. How'd I do that? I was sitting here talking about it. No. I know Fred's trying to get out of here. Son of a gun, Ryan. Now I got to line up the whole thing again. Okay, you two are the same size. Get out of my face. Those are the skinny ones. This is the not skinny one. You big dummy. I haven't flown the decathlon, Lyndon. I appreciate your premonition, though. I do. All right, big brass ring. Golly, going in again. You just fit it in there. It's kind of a pain. Just manhandle it, pull the rubber, get the bead around the thing. It's a clamp ring that's got offsets and insets for it. All right, now the thing's in there. Now you kind of massage that in there good. And you want the tire has this bead on it and kind of its own ring, so to say. You want to make sure it's on that clamp ring nice. And it's a win it. All right. So I'm getting that massaged in there good where it's symmetric and even around this clamp ring. I like it. Again, I feel like there's a thicker wall side. And I don't think it makes much of a difference, but I've heard that that's actually a thing. And so I try to keep that in mind when I decide what I think the front should be. Wild Bill, what up, man? See you later. Have a good one. Appreciate you, man. And sometimes one side is easier to do than the other. Depends where you have the rubber, and sometimes where you kind of set the foam at. And like I said, I have used in the past hand sanitizer to kind of help slide them in. And That seems to be pretty helpful sometimes, but I don't want to do that this time. I just don't. I don't want to do it. You can't make me. So there. Gotta work it, man. Cool. That was not super easy, but I got it in. I start with a back on these. Now, again, I'm kind of going to massage it around and make sure it's got a good start before I start clamping it down. But the brass ring's in there, and it's the right one. Thank goodness. You can see the bead in a kind of symmetric way around the rim. I stuck my thumb in there. And then it looks good, like it's got a good start in here for the top piece coming in. So now we're at the part of the program where it's like, all right, where's the bolt pattern at? So it matches up. And I always pick one that looks like really obvious. Like this top slot to me looks like it's got a hole in the middle of it, but the other slots don't have a hole in the middle of it. They're offset. So I'm going to pick that and see if that doesn't match up all the bolt holes and the slots without having to twist. And it looks like I got it. So now I can tighten it up and give it a test. Do I balance any of these wheels and tires? No, I don't. Like if I was going to balance tires and wheels, it would be my race tires. The crawler tires, I'm not worried about them, but I'd massage them in good enough that I feel pretty good about it. No, these are aftermarket tires as well. These are Patagonia 1.9s that RC four-wheel drive sells them. And they have a 4.75-ish size tire, 1.9, great on 10 scale stuff. And then they have a 1.9 that's smaller, more like a 4.19 outside diameter, which was perfect on my Winnebago to fit in the arches without rubbing and stuff. So 1.9 still inner diameter rim, but 4.19 outer is really good when you want to shrink it down a little bit. So these are tires that are probably going back on my Axial CJ, but they are not the stock tires. Most stock tires that come on crawlers are glued onto plastic rims, and so you kind of aren't going to do anything with those. What's cool about the CJ7, though, from Axial, is that they are actually bead locks, and they're on plastic bead locks, and they're Mickey Thompsons. So I took the Mickey Thompsons stock tires off the CJ7, took them off their plastic rims, put them on some white deep dishes, and threw those on my FMS Michigan because the stock tires on those things are trash. What's the question? So we're going to just double check. The X pattern is all the way tight. These things are seated good. Then we're going to do the old spin test because I think I got it right this time. I'm going to also squeeze them and see if they don't suck in. Because if they do, I'll mount or they look pretty good. If they suck in, like after you compress them and stuff, and it looks like they're not going back to shape, then you might want to vent them. So they look good. They got brass in them. It's actually more brass than before because the other ones were smaller. And these are a wider diameter clamp ring. So now it shouldn't spin on me. There's a question Shay asked that I have no idea to the answer, but we'll put it up here in case any of you guys know. So this was the problem. So I got these needle nose holding the rim firm. while I try to turn the wheel. And look, it's rolling the rubber. I cannot turn the wheel. On the rim, we have success. I tried crawling these before, and the wheel was just spinning on the rim, and it was an absolute problem where I had to borrow a set of tires from my buddy Kelly to put on my modified CJ7 that I put out a video on with my buddies last week. Check out my last upload if you want to see a dope crawler video and you want to compare a stock axial CJ7 gray one with a modified, dropped, lowered, better power system red one. Check out my last upload. We did it. So now I get and I was really bummed out that this didn't work because I was like, man, this truck performs so good now with the upgraded power system. Dropped it a half inch, like I said, and then brass rings and not stock tires. I really was dying to see how the dual stage foam and the brass rings up front were going to help this truck. There's one other thing I might do to that truck, which is swap the transmission out for that Vanquish deal, which drops the weight to the very bottom of the truck even better than before. After that, I don't know what else I could do to it, because there's a point where there's too much brass. You don't want a ton. You just want enough. I mean, the thing can't, it's not anti-gravity. You know what I'm saying? Man, that's great. Those fit great. So I'm going to get that car to show the cartoon paint scheme on the short course truck. Anybody got an answer for our boy Hamilton? Throw it out there as far as the draw goes on servos. Who wanted to see the car? Mountain RC. Let me go get the thing. Yeah. But I'm going to do the late model paint job totally different. I can't decide what I want to do. Ricky Bobby, Racer X. I thought about having like an AI design a paint scheme for like Pilot Ryan Media or whatever. But I want to keep it simple and I won't be able to get it done. And I thought about that golf paint scheme, like the blue and orange Le Mans, I think it is, old school Porsches. Can't decide. Wrights has got a good comment for you, Shay. Okay. Wait a minute. I gotta see this comment. What? Whatever. There it is. There it is. That's it. First time trying a like a cartoon kind of paint scheme. A little bit crazy, but I thought I'd try it. The black is actually flaking out, so I'm gonna have to kind of touch it up. But it was an oil marker, so I'm thinking about maybe acrylic or something. But yeah, dude, it looks cool. I think it worked out. And it takes audacity to try something like this. So yeah, the blue is airbrush, like highlights. The black is marker, and then the green underneath it all was just rattle can. Yeah. That's my rig. That's my short course dog right there. Kind of neat. Never tried to airbrush. I kind of overdid it on the blue highlights, to be honest, but it's okay. But yeah, it's my short course dog. Guys, let me read you this comment real quick. It's funny. Please listen to yourself in this recording so you know how you're not an influencer anymore. So many wrongs. Okay. I mean, I cleaned it up good and everything with the soap and everything. The paint's sticking fine. It's that black marker. I don't know, man, if the oil didn't do it. Maybe I could scuff it too. Yeah, I don't see anybody grilling me in the comments other than that one dude. And don't care. Don't care. So many wrongs. I mean, the stakes are not that high. They're toys. Yeah, Mountain, that could work. I mean, honestly, if I just dust it with black spray paint, that'll fix it. Yeah, there's no real bad stuff in here. And I don't care if there was. Like the comment section of that video. Yeah. I called it an ultra micro. Like what? So I should quit. It's not a UMX, it's a micro. It's got the same kind of servos. So wait a minute. Let me just retire from YouTube because whatever. Let's see it on 2Cell. It's not suggested to run 2Cell on it. Whatever. It's micro, not ultra micro. Okay, cool. Yeah. Do you have to be a certain weight or just the correct scale for a race? I mean, it's kind of like a class. They're like similar sized vehicles and wheelbase. So like multiple different brands have short course or buggy or whatever like that. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. Funny. So somebody told us we laughed too much once. Yeah, you're having too much fun flying these toys or racing these cars. You're having way too much fun. Stop. Yeah. It's funny. At least there's people commenting. I mean, the thing is, it's like it's still engagement for YouTube. So whatever on that. Know what I mean? So yeah, I think I've done it. I showed you guys some races. We fixed the bead locks up. Those are the race rigs. Anybody that's coming late to the party, this will be what I paint next. And I'm thinking, let me pull up an image of what I'm thinking. Might be cool on this. However, I think whatever I do, I'm going to have to kind of do some decals too. I don't make decals, so I'm going to have to order them. Otherwise, everything's going to be a mask. And I mean, I can do masking, but I don't want to have to go absolutely nuts. We're 2.5 hours in. I'm going to pull up an image really fast. Yeah, there's a lot of different classes. And David, the oval bodies, Tim Smith. Are you on Facebook, Tim? I'll send you a link, man, if you are. Let me know, Tim. Anyway, it's Shark Bodies RC. You're on Facebook. Tim Smith, hit me up in Messenger or something real quick. Pilot Ryan Ramsey, whatever. And I'll send you a link to him. It's not a sponsored link or anything like that, but I can get you right there. Cool. Let me I'll do it right now. Hold on. We're in no hurry, right? Okay. I'm going to grab it because it was sent to me. So I'm going to grab it. There it is. I just want to grab the link, man. Copy. All right, cool. Have a great night. Anybody? Yeah, we're CVO Hobo. Dude, talk to me about racing anytime, man. I'd be glad to talk more about it. All right, man. There you go. Tim, I just sent it to you. And that is, they have different late model and they've got different bodies. But that's the one I got right there. I just sent it to you. Yeah, cool. There you go. I see you on there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me pull up you're welcome. Let me pull up real fast. I know. Honestly, I've been drinking coffee. I'm up. But let's see. I'm going to pull up one of these. Golf. Oh, yeah. Isn't there a Steve McQueen scheme? One of these. So find a good picture. Like a 1970s Porsche Le Mans, bro. I think it would look cool. As a late model. We find a really good picture. Of one. These look cool and it looks kind of easy to reproduce. So actually, I'll just go and I'll just share this whole screen. Check them out. There you go. You get the idea. There's a handful of them right there. So, I mean, it's not a Porsche, but it's like, don't you think the Le Mans blue and orange paint scheme would look good on this though? It'd be fairly easy to recreate. I'd be the only one with one. Because go look at some of the other late model paint schemes. They just look like every other NASCAR. And that's cool. But I think that Porsche stuff, man, blue and orange, that'd be sweet. Especially if I could get stickers of those. Look at those monster headlights. You got to figure that out somehow. That's the only problem. That's the only problem. But like, dude, how sick would that be? To pull off. Yeah, Fred is a sucker for that golf racing deal. I think the blue and orange will be amazing together. And then let me see something. You guys can see what I'm doing, but I can't see the chat. But just too cool. Too cool. You know, the headlights are the biggest problem. And yeah, no, it's not a Porsche, but dude, it's cool. Steve McQueen. There you go. Done. Oh, wait. Why didn't it share that picture? Let's see. Hold on, my man. 20. So, yeah, if you look at these, number 20 is the Steve McQueen one. Yeah, Cali Graphics. I don't want to wait on her. But what's neat, though, the numbers aren't like fancy. So you think about all I need is the right size 20. Mask off for the white circle, the orange, and the blue. You know what I mean? And figure it out and do it. And then I wonder if Cali could make decals of the lights, though. That's what I need. Is some of that stuff, because I can mask the other things. But let me share the detail of this one. Let me see if I can do it. Stop sharing that one and share this one. Look at that. Yeah, I think I would. It'd be nice to use her for the golf stickers themselves, because I don't want to have to make those. But the blue, the orange, the black, the number, the circle, I can do that. But the other stuff, yeah, it'd be good to have her do it. It'd be great if she could do the lights, bro. Oh, sick, Fred. I think that would work on that thing, dude. On the late model body. Come on. When else am I going to get a chance to be as close as that? Bro, look at it. I mean, that's pretty close. That's the closest without going over, you know, on Price is Right there, dog. I think it's going to happen. It looks easy to achieve too. So I may not have my stickers in time to race it, but I think I can get the masking done for the blue and the orange. And the black pinstripe. I need to clean it up and play with some tape, dude. That's what I need to do. All right, 2:40. Guys, I'm out. Thanks for coming by the show as always. Thanks for letting me influence you and for hanging out for all these years. Appreciate it so much. Got to get the rims too. Yeah, I may do some solid cap looking stuff. I mean, honestly, these rims aren't that far off. I mean, kinda. I should really look at the Steve McQueen version more and look that up and see what I can find out. I mean, we're stuck in this class running on the slash tires. We got to keep them. So they do sell some like hubcaps though. I just printed some Gulf logo on sticker paper and cut them out. That's not bad. If I could glue it on from the inside without it messing it up, that'd be sick too. I'd really like to keep everything on the inside because it makes it look like it's in the paint. You know what I mean? Painting them gray. Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, we have to use the stock slash tires, but we don't have to use their rims. I'm wondering if I can get a little bit, I know I can, wider offset. Wider offset, little cheaty cheat. If you're allowed. If you're not allowed, fine. I'm sure they'll let you know if you're not. All right, guys, that's it. I'll do it. That's going to do it. Thanks so much. We'll see you on the flip side. If you're shopping online, you know what to do, man. Go to pilotrydermedia.com and click your favorite brands. Get it done. Thank you so much, everybody. Good to see you. We'll do this again next week. Have a good one. We're out of here in, let me go ahead and close that. 5. Hanger Rats forever. We'll 3 you later. You're too good to be forgotten. We will see you next time. Bye now. Boom.